After enduring 60 plus years of economic strangulation, the president of Cuba, Miguel Díaz-Canel, has confirmed he has initiated talks with the Trump administration.
Consistente que siempre ha presentado la revolución cubana, bajo la dirección del general de ejército como líder histórico de nuestra revolución y la mía, y colegiado con las principales instancias del partido, el gobierno y el Estado cubano. Funcionarios cubanos sostuvieron recientemente conversaciones con representantes del gobierno de los Estados Unidos para buscar por la vía del diálogo la posible solución a las diferencias bilaterales que existen entre nuestras dos naciones. Estos intercambios han sido favorecidos por actores internacionales. Y aquí me quiero detener. Siempre que hemos estado en situaciones tensas en las relaciones con los Estados Unidos, aparecen esfuerzos por buscar canales de diálogo, por buscar conversaciones. No es la primera vez que Cuba entra en una conversación de este tipo. Yo creo que la más reciente, el ejemplo más reciente, fue la manera en que el general de ejército condujo las conversaciones con el presidente Obama en una etapa muy reciente, y todos sabemos los resultados que dieron esas conversaciones. Bueno, ahora también algún grupo de actores internacionales favorecieron el desarrollo de esos intercambios. ¿Cuáles son los propósitos que estamos siguiendo con estas conversaciones, con los propósitos que nos hemos planteado? Bueno, en primer lugar, determinar cuáles son los problemas bilaterales que necesitan solución.
We're also looking forward to the great change that will soon be coming to Cuba. Cuba's at the end of the line. They're very much at the end of the line. They have no money, they have no oil. They have a bad philosophy, they have a bad regime that's been bad for a long time.
We need to talk about what's happening in Cuba right now. As the Trump administration is waging illegitimate wars across the world, killing countless of people, it is also strangling the Cuban people, deliberately, methodically, and openly. The pedophile Trump himself bragged about it, saying, "There's an embargo, there is no oil, there's no money, there's no anything." He said it like it was something to be proud of, while millions of people have been plunged into darkness by rolling blackouts, while hospitals lose power, while ambulances run out of fuel, while shelves go empty. The United Nations has warned of imminent humanitarian crisis. Intensive care units and emergency rooms are compromised. Newborns, the elderly, the sick, all paying the price. This is not an accident or an unfortunate side effect of some policy disagreement. This is the intended outcome. Since 1962, the US embargo has been designed, in the words of the US State Department itself, to bring about hunger, desperation, and overthrow the government. Now the Trump administration is escalating it further, plotting what they themselves have called a takeover of the island. We cannot be silent about this. Cuba did not stay silent when the world needed it. For over 60 years, Cuba sent its doctors to all corners of the earth. Cuban medical workers fought Ebola in West Africa. They responded to disasters in Haiti. They trained generations of doctors from all over the world. When liberation movements were fighting for independence from colonial rule across Africa and much of the world was looking the other way, Cuba stood in solidarity, not just in words, but in action, with real material support. Cuba stood up for the world, and now it is time for the world to stand up for Cuba.
Cuba's government issued a civil defense emergency warning of the activation of Option Zero. This emergency scenario, originally a Cold War-era contingency plan, addresses a total collapse of external supplies, oil and food, following the U.S. fuel blockade. Warning is sent via SMS to citizens, urging to prepare for a nationwide crisis with fuel and electricity supplies. Authorities warn that remaining fuel reserves could be completely depleted within hours.
No, que quémenlo para la pinto. Mira, 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 mira.
To our brothers and sisters in Cuba, your endurance inspires the world. Hold fast to the revolution ideals of justice, equality, and dignity. The Cuban people have built a society where no one starves by design, where doctors heal the poor across continents, where education is a right, not a privilege. This blockade seeks to erase that example, but it will fail, as previous aggression has. To the international community, end the silence, demand the lifting of this illegal blockade, support Cuba's right to self-determination. Solidarity is not charity, it is a shared fight against imperialism. The Cuban Revolution endures because it is rooted in the will of its people, not in foreign oil or approval. In the words of Fidel, you can blockade us, you can try to starve us, but they will never defeat our spirit. From the streets of Havana to the fields of Granma, the Cuban people rise each day to defend their sovereignty. Viva Cuba! The Cuban Revolution endures because it is rooted in the will of its people, not in foreign oil or approval. In the words of Fidel, you can blockade us, you can try to starve us, but you will never defeat our spirit. From the streets of Havana to the fields of Granma, the Cuban people rise each day to defend their sovereignty. Viva la Revolución!